Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Urbexstead Mall series and the continuation of the Iowa road trip. We're about halfway through by now and going strong. Today's episode brings us to the College Square Mall here in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Now my first thoughts on this mall was, wow, that's a pretty nice mall entrance. But upon walking inside, I was just like, what is this place? It was just kind of weird, and weird from a standpoint I was trying to figure out what era this mall came from. Was it trying to be never updated, but then it had an update? It was just kind of a mismatch of a bunch of different stuff. First you have a whole bunch of outdated and closed storefronts, but then you have this newer flooring here, but then also these kind of weird archways. Why are they even there? They didn't make a whole lot of sense. And we'll see as we walk through this mall that it is definitely not doing very well. Alright, and with that out of the way, it's time to get into the history. The College Square Mall would begin construction in 1968 and be developed by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa-based General Management, later known as General Growth Properties. At the time of its construction, the College Square Mall would be the largest mall in the state of Iowa, with approximately 600,000 square feet of retail space. Its original anchors would be Woolco, Montgomery Ward, and a Yonkers. A ribbon-cutting ceremony would take place, and the mall would officially open on November 12th of 1969. Some of the first inline tenants to open would include Zales Jewelers, Woolworth, Maurice's Clothing Store, Kinney Shoes, Mark's Big Boy, Baskin-Robbins, and a Joann Fabrics. Up until around 1982, the mall would have no significant changes. That is, until Woolworth would close all of its Woolco locations, including the one here at the College Square Mall. The Woolco would then sit vacant until being replaced by a Walmart in late 1984. Also that same year, a few new stores would join the mall, including Casual Corner, Braun's Fashions, and Musicland. By 1985, sales had begun to decline at the Montgomery Ward, and it would close that same year. With the closure of the Montgomery Ward, this would give the Yonkers store an additional 23,500 square feet of space. It would also allow the transformation of the Yonkers into the Peterson Harn Von Maur, now called Von Maur. The Von Maur would then open in 1987. In order to accompany all of the changes from the anchor stores coming and going and moving around, the mall would have a $10 million renovation plan that would begin in 1984 and be completed in 1987. This would include a signature fountain, skylights, and planters. Upon the completion of this renovation, this made the College Square Mall the second largest employer in Cedar Falls. Throughout the 1990s, the mall would thrive, adding a brand new Scheels All Sports in 1999 that would relocate from a store at the Black Hawk Village Shopping Center. It was also around this time that the mall would replace a former location of a Walgreens drugstore and a shoe store, as well as one of the mall entrances, and as a result of this, a new mall entrance would be constructed adjacent to the Yonkers. Heading into the 2000s, things for this mall would begin to go downhill, and isn't that usually how it is for most malls? Because in 2003, we would see the Walmart move out of the mall and into a new location. This former Walmart would then become a Hy-Vee supermarket in 2005. And of course, with the new Hy-Vee supermarket would come more mall renovations. This would include new flooring and lighting, as well as renovated restrooms. Heading into the mid-2000s, the mall would begin to rapidly lose tenants, especially after the Great Recession of 2008. The final nail in the coffin would come in 2018 when Yonkers would file for bankruptcy and close their location here at the mall. By now it had become apparent that the Waterloo Cedar Falls area definitely had too much retail and was causing both of their malls to have a rapid decline. The Yonkers space would finally be filled by a Ashley Furniture store in 2001, and with that we've come to the end of the mall's history. But now that we're down this corridor, I just kind of wanted to make a comment on this entire wall of the history of Cedar Falls. I don't know what you guys think, but I kind of like it when they take an otherwise bland and boring blank wall and they kind of jazz it up with all of the history of the area that you're in. It's especially nice for people that are visiting from out of town. They can kind of get a glimpse into the history of the area. I have also been to a few malls where they put up tourist destinations, photographs with little descriptions on some of the walls, and that's also a really cool thing. But I know some of you would rather see stores here, and I would have to agree. But in this instance, I'm pretty sure this blank wall never had any storefronts on it. That's going to do it here from the College Square Mall in Cedar Falls, Iowa. If you're enjoying this kind of content, and especially the Iowa road trip, then why not check out the links on screen and in the description box below so that you can watch more awesome content just like this and help to support the channel and keep these videos coming. I want to thank all of my members who are part of the Tilt Squad and help to support this content, and I will see you guys in the next one.